suddenly do quizzes without.
No quizzes. Just insightful comments.
All right. I don't know. We haven't done any of those before. I might have to do a new jingle for that.
I was going to say, yeah, it needs entrance music. That.
It does, and it's mainly about the Cowboys. Nothing but the best.
Well, I reckon we might discuss plenty about the Cowboys.
Yeah, I've got some stuff right here, just ready for it. For our friend Brian. Hello, Callum. You all right?
Cal, yeah. I mean, we should probably point out that we are. I mean, I'm always here. Daz is always here, but Edgy isn't here because he's in Claythorpes or something like that. Le Thorpe de Clee.
Oh, oui, très bien.
So we've got someone else in. So this is a moment where they get to introduce themselves. Who the fuck are you?
Bonsoir, tout le monde. Je suis lefty, left lion. Je le lion. James, to those that know me.
Lion à la gauche.
À la gauche? Where?
De la gauche.
Comme ci, comme ça.
Mais oui. Yeah.
Où est le rouge bicyclette?
Où est le Danny Leroux?
De saucisson.
Review of last week's games.
As is tradition, shall we crack on with these in order?
Cracking Ori, as you say.
I've got cracking Ori. Week 6 started ages ago, last Thursday, in Seattle, with the return of some of the San Francisco 49ers players. And they won 36-24.
They did.
Wasn't a vintage performance, but they had more than enough for the Seahawks.
Seahawks, they're slipping, aren't they, a little bit, I'd say.
Well, they had a very easy start of the season, didn't they? Their first 3 games, like the Steelers, actually, you look at their first 3 fixtures where they're 3-0 and you go, yeah, but they've played dog shit sides.
Yeah, they're still 3-3.
Yeah. Whereas the Steelers' only impressive victories really over the Falcons, whereas the Seahawks beat, I think it was the Panthers, the Broncos, and I think it was the Oilers. I can't remember exactly.
It might have been the Oilers, yeah.
It might have been the Oilers. It was so long ago. It was insane. It was the Oilers.
By the way, as the 49ers just found the next running back in this merry-go-round of running backs. Obviously, they had Jackie Mason. He went off injured.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
He was going at 8.1 a carry. Then they've got a Garendo, who just went just under 100, averaging 9.9 a carry. So, yeah, what do you think of him? I didn't see the game, so I don't know if you watched that Garendo and who he is. I'm not even aware of him, to be fair.
I've got no idea who he is. I reckon until CMC got injured, Shanahan had no idea who he was either. So it's a conveyor belt they've got going there, isn't it?
It's not a bad one, but then you've got a line, haven't you, to do that at San Francisco. Does this mean that the 49ers can do without CMC?
No.
Because
they're still better with him. They're 3-3.
Yes, they are.
So obviously they can be better, and they would be better with CMC. The amount of points they've left on the field as well from being in the red zone, only those 3s become 7s a lot more with CMC there.
Oh, I'm going to ask you a question, Lefty. I don't think you've got a team yet, but the bits that you've seen, is there any teams that you're looking at and thinking, I'll tell you what, I could support them?
49ers.
49ers, okay. You've got Brock Purdy there. You'd be happy with Brock Purdy going forward?
That's it. That's all I've got. Basically, I was only watched the matches on my Bet365 app, and certain things turn you on, certain things turn you off, and I've watched them a couple of times. Say again, yeah, Bet365, yeah.
Only fans 365. You're on those. A game I wasn't at, even though it was in London. Jaguars at the Bears. Bears twatted them 35-16. Fuck, the Jaguars were bad, weren't they?
And this is where me and Lefty started talking, because I said, Jags 3-0 up, good start after the first quarter. And his money was on the Jags. But then I put my bet on when after the first quarter, and I got 1.5 for the Bears. And of course, after that first quarter, they didn't really do anything. Jags were awful. This, and I said this straight after, if the Jags weren't playing in London next week or this coming week, Doug Peterson had to have gone. There's no way they're going to get rid of him, come back and bring someone else in for London.
But they'd already booked the hotel. They might
he's already got his own room. And
it'll cost them just as much to change the reservation name. They might as well stick with him.
Yeah, and fly someone else out. So what they're going to do, if they lose against the who they're playing is the Patriots, isn't it?
It's an absolute shit show next week. Yeah.
So if they lose to Patriots, I can't see any future in Doug Peterson.
I think anyone who loses to the Patriots deserves to be sacked.
Yeah, I think they'll struggle
this year.
As well. Yeah,
but Williams look good again. But they're in a weird position where they've got a run of games at the moment. I think they've got like 5 or 6 games in a row, including the next 2 or 3, where they should win. And come the end of that, you're looking at them maybe being 6-2, 7-2. That's impressive going for a team who weren't that good for the first 4 weeks.
Just a big shout out as well to the Frog, as they call him, Cole Kmet. 5 catches, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. But of course,
that's a great nickname.
Yeah, he was the long snapper as well for every single kick, field goal, and point after.
Oh, we might as well talk about your boys then. Now, one score loss against the Ravens, 23-30, wasn't a disgraceful performance at all.
You know, it's easy to come in and say how bad our defense was, and it wasn't great. The biggest concern on that is Washington's defense is not built for stopping the run. We're great. When we played against the Bengals, we conceded a lot of points there. But when we played the Cardinals, we closed down the quarterback really quickly, give him time to go through his progressions. But that's because we were in front in the game and they were chasing it and they had to throw it. So it's one-dimensional throwing versus one-dimensional pass defense. We got hammered on the floor this week with Derrick Henry, of course, being Derrick Henry. He's just a monster. I think he got 132 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. We also got Lamar 40 yards. But what's disappointing is they let Zay Flowers. I'm not saying he's a bad wide receiver. He's okay. Probably a top 15.
He's a patchy wide receiver.
He is a patchy wide receiver, but he finally had a good game. He caught all 9 targets, 332 yards. Our defense, we had Frankie Louvu the week before, and he did play unbelievable stuff. But
I'm still cutting it out.
But he didn't really get involved this week. And again, we always struggle at the corner, and again we're struggling again. We brought in a rookie, Mike Sandstrel, also known as Sanzi to his friends. He's basically just a nickel corner, but we've got no good players. So now they've put him as a number 2 corner. They're playing on outside, and he's not an outside guy. He's only about 5'10". But we had last season's Emmanuel Forbes Jr. He was a first-round pick. He's a bust. Benjamin St. Jude, he's like 6'5". Got called, I think, incorrectly for a foul for pass interference on a 3rd down. So many bad calls, but you can't say that we didn't deserve to win. Also, Jonathan Allen, he's out. I think it's looking like he's out for the season with a torn pec, which doesn't help.
Got a torn anus, you said?
Well, take your pec, as they say. But yeah, Jonathan Allen will be a massive loss. He just seems to get going. But good news is Johnny Newton is being reintroduced into the team. I think we had another one missing. I can't think who else went out injured, but not good. All we had Brian Robinson out, so our run game was non-existent. We had Austin Eckler, who you forget how small Austin Eckler is. when he's playing against these big
He's
guys,
3 inches high.
it really is.
Austin Eckler.
It really is. And Mighty Mouse is actually bigger than him. It was that's official.
Mighty Mouse isn't real. Stop lying.
Austin Eckler isn't. But yeah, we missed that physicality in the running. And also, I just want to say, last week against Arizona, our offensive coach, Cliff Kingsbury, seemed to have called the perfect game. And this week against the Ravens, he didn't. He just abandoned the run early, and we became one-dimensional. Jaden Williams again, phenomenal. 2 more touchdowns. And yeah, it doesn't perturb me too much. I think we'll go on and we'll win more games. There's plenty more games out there to win. But like I said, the big games I'm looking forward to are the Bears. When it's pick 1 versus pick 2, and they're both quarterbacks, I think that'll be massive.
I'll tell you what was a bad game. Browns at Eagles, 16-20. The Browns are bad. We've been saying they're bad. The Eagles aren't that good. They've got a winning record. They're 3-2, but they're your rivals, divisional rivals. You must look at those other teams and the way those other teams are playing and be fucking rubbing your hands.
Now, this is where it's gone now, and I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think that Eagles and Cowboys are underachieving, or do you think this is where they are currently on the decline?
I think the Eagles are definitely underachieving. Cowboys are 3-3. That's kind of the team. That's sort of level I have them at. They might finish the season between 7 and 9 wins, I think, the Cowboys. The Eagles should be looking at 11, 12 wins with that roster they've got. But particularly now they've added Saquon. But yeah, they're definitely underachieving the Eagles. Player for player, they should be the best team in that division. And they're not playing like it. They're the only team from that division who won last week. But on performances, I'd be delighted watching that as a Commanders fan of how poor the rest of the division looked. Yeah, but Browns Eagles, that was rotten. Let's not talk about that anymore. Cardinals at Packers. Packers looking really good. Every week, J-Love is back. He's looking better and better. I just really like that entire team they've got there. And they're none of them are real stars. And I quite like that about them. They're all going to be stars, I think. At the moment, they're not. Yeah,
I think the Green Bay Packers have got, and I don't mean this in a bad way, it must be a cheap team. I know they've paid Jordan Love. Obviously, he's expensive, but they've got like young players. They'll be cheap players. So, but they're a good team. So not only are they good players, they're a good team. And like we said this with 49ers, they're good individually on defense. As a team at the moment, they're not. But whereas the Packers are just a damn good team, a solid team, Packers. But again, Arizona, isn't it? It's which Arizona turns up, and it wasn't the good one again.
They did look very poor, actually, the weekend. That didn't look like one of those games where it was going to be toss a coin for what Cardinals turned up. They were shit right from the start in this game.
They were, yeah. It must be frustrating to watch a team, although Arizona obviously had a high pick because they were shit last season, but Arizona, and they got Marvin Harrison Jr., I think, who went off the field.
They did lose their QB last year as well, Cardinals.
Yeah, they did. They did. But Arizona, they showed signs of improvement early doors, but I think we've seen it now. I think that's it. We've seen them at the best. Now they'll just gradually get worse and tail off to another top 10 pick at the end of the season.
But yeah, we were saying how good the Packers looked, and they do. And they're in a rare position where they probably haven't got to pay anyone for another 2-3 years, which means if they want to bring in a few more experienced bodies, they've probably got the cap space to do it as well.
Right.
So they can afford the wages, and they can probably afford to spare a few draft picks as well in order to bring a few more players in. So they're in a really good position.
And J Love threw to 10 different targets as well. So it's just
spread
round.
Spread the love.
Yeah, spread them.
Colts at Titans was a bad game.
Was for me.
Oh yeah, it really was.
We probably haven't mentioned yet that you're our betting guru.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a bad
You're
week
like the NFL's version of John McCririck.
Yeah, in a way, yeah, we look the same. I've just shaved my
You
sideburns
got,
off.
both got a hat on.
Well, we true.
Yeah,
I was deliberately trying to look like a pumpkin.
Let's hope that's the end of the similarities.
Yeah, we did all right. We did well. We were doing all right. We did £1. I like to call it a sexy six because Bet365 have called it a super six, but it's our sexy six.
Yeah,
and we got them all in, and it was just the Titans. It was going so well, and then again, I couldn't get me bloody feed to come up on my phone, so I didn't know exactly what went wrong. But I'm just looking at the stats coming through, and everything's negative. And then all of a sudden, when you get a £1.25 checkout that went down to 11p, yeah, I'm taking the 11p.
You've got to let it ride all the way, surely.
Oh god, yeah. But
we did mention it last week that your accumulator should be the games that we all agree on.
Yes.
Right? Last week, we all agreed on 8 games, and we got them all right.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, behave.
That's the first time ever.
First time this season, and possibly the last time this season.
But so I put one on because me and Lefty are doing this, and I got £8.22.
It wasn't a good game, but the Colts and Titans are quite poor teams. Well, if you had all the NFL teams in a big table, these are kind of just above the relegation zone for me.
Well, all right.
There's a few teams worse than them, but not that many. You know how Everton always stay up?
Yeah.
Just because, no matter how bad they are, there's always 3 teams worse. This is kind of the level of the Colts and Titans at the moment, I think. All right, so Colts and Titans, not very good, but a team who are even worse are the New England Patriots. They got whooped by the Texans, 41-21, and Drake May got to pad his stats at the end.
Yeah, he really did as well, didn't he?
He wasn't great for about 3/4 of that game, and then the Texans eased off. But he got. His record shows he's got 3 touchdowns on his first game.
Do you know? And the biggest surprise on that is he only got sacked 4 times. I had him down for about 8 to 10, but
I thought that as well. I thought that he would get destroyed, but so I was concerned that he may get properly injured. So I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, and it was like it was his first game this season, and I think he'll start again. I think he'll be the starter now going forward for the New England Patriots.
They might as well. There's no point bringing him in for one game. There's no point.
There's no points. And talking about quarterbacks, Stroud was unspectacular and steady away again. They got through this game, thankfully, with a few injuries. Houston, of course, Nico Collins, he was definitely lefty's wide receiver. Was mine for
he was the leading wide receiver. Most yards until he got injured.
Yeah,
I think he's out for another 3 weeks, isn't he?
Possibly. I think he did go on IR, didn't he? So he'll miss a minimum of 4.
Yeah. But they've got Mixon back, which is a big boost for them.
100 yards again, over 100 yards. So it went more on the floor. But Texans, listen, Texans are a good team in a very poor division. They should go on and win that division quite comfortably.
I have them winning it by 4 games.
Yeah, then it's just basically a shit show after that. Titans, Jaguars, and Colts. Colts probably finished second, but meh. I mean, we had another drafted quarterback making his first appearance this week as well for the New Orleans Saints.
Weirdly, that's the next game we're going to talk about.
I know. I've got it down. I've got a script, as well.
What was it? A script? Fucking hell! That makes it sound a bit grander than it is. Do you mean the list of fucking dates?
That's the one. That's the
one.
The
script. The script. That's the one.
Yeah, the script. So Spencer Rattler came in for the injured Derek Carr, and for a small time, it was quite a close game.
Yeah,
then they kicked off. Then it went wrong for the Saints. Well, the second quarter for the Saints, this is interesting. They actually went into the lead 27-24, beating the Bucks at halftime, because this is one of my bets were Bucks to win. And when it went 27-24 and Bucks weren't playing well, I'm thinking, oh no, here we go. And Lefty knows, you always get one game thinking, oh shit, this is not gonna happen. Yep. But then the Saints didn't bother coming out in the second half, didn't score a point. Meanwhile, the Bucks scored 27.
Didn't they? Were the Bucks up 21-0 or something like that? And then they were down 27-24. Yeah. And then they won 51-27.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
The Saints offense literally turned up in the second quarter only, and that was it.
Baker Mayfield was woeful in that first half, really. Well, the first quarter and a half, he was, I think, threw 3 interceptions, and he looked poor as well doing that.
Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers hammering the Las Vegas Raiders 32-13. We scored over 30 points in a game. I honestly can't remember the last time that happened. I think it was 1942.
I remember watching that game. There was an interesting story coming out of Pittsburgh. I don't know if you agree with it or not.
I don't know if I've heard it. So
they think there's a strong possibility.
Is this breaking news?
This is what I've just heard. There's a possibility of Russell Wilson starting the next game. What do you think?
I don't think he will.
Okay.
I reckon Justin Fields has got to do a lot worse than he has been doing in order for Russell Wilson to take over.
Yes.
But I think the man who's got the job hasn't done anywhere near enough to lose the job. So I'm not saying it's Bledsoe and Brady level, but if the guy's starting QB and we're 4-2, he's doing all right. He's doing okay. I mean, he's playing better than Russell Wilson has played in the last few years, albeit for the Broncos. But he's also playing probably the best Justin Fields has played in the last few years.
So Raiders, guys.
You know what I'm talking about? Najee Harris.
Go on then. Let's talk about that run he did.
Well, not just that. It's just yet again he's putting up decent numbers and not really getting that much credit. No one thinks of him as being one of the best running backs.
No, you're right. What about the Raiders?
Which is true.
Yeah, you're right. So anyway, what about the trade and for the Raiders?
But the thing about Najee Harris is, right, he's constantly driving us up the field. So he will run us from our 20 at midfield and stuff like that. He does a lot of the hard yards that way. So he's really helping us out. Particularly as Warren's been injured this year, so he's taken on a lot of the load. And because we're not a great passing team, we need Najee Harris to do a lot of work for us. The Raiders quarterback, whose name I cannot remember, is he Aiden
O'Callaghan? O'Connell, that's it, O'Connell.
Oh yeah, O'Connell. He's shit. He's worse than Garner Minshew, isn't he?
Well, O'Connell, he was 74 of 75.
That's a joke about a band called the Canals.
No, but not called the O'Connells.
No, they were called the Canals.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
No, they're not. They did the theme tune to Friends.
No, they didn't. That was the Rembrandts.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Just remember who you're talking to here.
Lefty, who sang 74, 75?
The Canals.
No, they were called the O'Connells.
74.
The answer doesn't stop being right just because you ask someone else.
I was never really after 74. It was the Canals.
That's right, the O'Connells.
We're only 2 months away from this year's quiz that does. The other thing I heard, this was a we've got the trade deadlines coming up, Lefty, as well. So is it week 8? Well, week 7's next week. I think week 8 is the trade deadline. Although it might be week 9 now because of the extra game, but it's soon anyway. Bryce Young, this is a rumour I've heard. I don't know if there's any more to it than being a rumour. Bryce Young to the Raiders in exchange for a 3rd-round pick and Garner Minshew.
Okay.
Listen, we know the only thing that can help the Panthers would be loads and loads and loads of draft picks, okay? So even if they went and give up and he went to the Raiders, if they just took Raiders draft picks, they should be happy with that. The more picks they get, the more chance of getting better players. Then that's what they need. They don't need players. They need
the thing is, the good thing, having Minshew as part of it helps them in terms of having a QB that they can go to in case the red pineapple doesn't work out.
Yeah.
But it gives Bryce Young a chance to play for another team because the Raiders can't be pleased with Mary McConnell playing at QB.
Especially he's knocking on now, isn't he? He's not a young one anymore. How old is he now? 74, 75?
Chargers beat Broncos 23-16. That score makes it sound a lot closer than it was. It was 23-0, wasn't it? And then
16 at fourth quarter for Broncos.
But great figures for Bo Nix. I think at one point he had 22 passing yards.
Yeah, from just 33 attempts. Yeah.
I did see Bo Nix having a fight with his coach the other day on the sideline. Has he calmed it down a bit now?
Oh, tell me more about that. I'm not sure. I've not read this one.
Yeah, he was having a right old Barney. And then he eventually won and they had a big hug. It might have been week before last, actually.
Okay.
And I was looking up, because everyone kept saying Bo Nix. Who the fuck's Bo Nix? So I looked at Bo Nix and he was just having a rendezvous with his coach. But his coach won. He's an old fella.
Yeah.
Sean Payton,
Yeah, Sean Payton. Oh, I do remember that. Yeah,
it looks a bit like someone's drawn a face on a bollock.
Yeah. Or a bollock on a face.
That's him, yeah.
That's him, yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Bo Nix was not only was the Broncos' leading passer, was also the leading rusher.
That's happened most weeks because he gets 12 yards rushing, and that makes him
61
the best
this time. 61.
Yeah, I think he got about 40 on one particular run.
Yeah, he got 21 actually, as long
as. But until they got those 2 scores near the end, his figures must have looked really shit.
Yeah. Again, he's just going to be a steady away quarterback, nothing special, but it's a steady quarterback, isn't he? He's no thrills. He'll just stand there, throw it 4 or 5 yards. He's like the rebirth of Kirk Cousins.
Don't you be knocking Kirko? No, I'm not impressed with Bo Nix at all. I'm quite impressed with the Broncos defense. I think that's been solid all season. Chargers defense is.
I think went out injured.
That's unlucky. I haven't heard how bad that one is yet, but he's their best player.
Yeah,
by some distance,
by a country mile.
But the Chargers, I think they're getting there. I think the Chargers are a decent team, and they're going to keep getting better, providing their coach doesn't die midway through a game.
That's true.
Kirk Cousins, though, Falcons at Panthers. 38 points for Kirko. It's Panthers. Does it still count?
It's to do because the Panthers were in this game for a while.
Was it only Coop and Daz?
It was kind of over by half time, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you think so? They were only leading by 5, the Falcons, at half time.
Yeah, but once they'd gone ahead, it never
you
felt
can never
like
see
it was...
you can never see them coming back. You're right.
And they got their run game going as well, the Falcons. They've got these... they've got 2 strong running backs. You can see them gutting a few teams, I think, when they once they get going.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about...
Let me guess. Are we going to talk
Detroit Lions 47, Dallas Cowboys 9 in Dallas.
So I've got an interesting stat here. Let me just put my official QBSC glasses on for this little beauty. Okay, so coming out of Dallas, and so far I think Dallas have been unlucky to only give up so little points. So a start on the state of the Cowboys, right? The Cowboys have allowed 167 points in their last 4 home games, including regular season and playoffs. That's the third most over a 4-game span at home in NFL history. 167 points in 4 games.
So you got to try and think of who those other teams would have been. It would have been like the Lions who went 0-16, or the 70s Tampa Bay Bucks. There's historically the worst teams.
Nothing but the best for the captain's
of all
table.
time. Yeah. I've also got a stat. So I'm not going to put my glasses on, but I'm just going to read it anyway.
Okay.
All it says is Dallas are fucking shit. It says that's off NFL.com.
Oh yeah, I saw that as well.
Yeah, that was all it said.
Yeah, absolutely. Can we just say one thing about that bad injury as well? That was
I was going to come on to that, because we need to talk about the Lions. As much fun as it is saying how bad the Cowboys are, they got destroyed. I humiliated, but by a really fucking good Lions team.
Yeah, very good. That was horrendous.
Arguably, their best player is out for the season. I know it's a stupid thing to say it's a good break, but it's a relatively good break. It's double fracture, which is what I've got, and the reason I have a metal leg.
Fucking hell.
But I don't have the same level of medical care as a NFL player. It's a bastard. I was having physio for 10 months after it, and I was on morphine for 5 months.
Can you come back from it as a sportsman?
I never played in the NFL again.
But one or two little wringle jingles in Theorol, possibly Max Crosby.
So why have you turned into some kind of 19th century urchin?
What do you mean?
Think about what you just said.
What?
Riddle me thee.
Well, riddle me this, riddle me that. And just going back to the troubles of the Cowboys, Dak Prescott obviously signed a massive contract. One of these.
We can't say he's not. You can't say he's not earning that money. He's giving entertainment, $60 million of entertainment to the public every week. He's earning every penny.
He's thrown 17 of 33, 178 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He was sacked 4 times. Then you bring in, of course, Cowboys legend running back Ezekiel Elliott came back this season, really cutting it up. Cutting the NFL up. He is 8 carries for 17 yards.
That's good. I mean, that's over 2 a carry. Come on.
But for the Cowboys, I can't see where they go. Look, the good thing about Cowboys,
they make everyone laugh. They bring everyone together. But yeah, so the good thing about the Cowboys is
nothing.
I mean, leave that hanging. Bengals at Giants. Bengals kind of stopped their leaky defense a bit, but against the Giants, isn't it? It's you're not really going to leak much against Daniel Jones.
Both teams 2-4.
Edgy's not here to speak up for Daniel Jones this week.
I think
is he a defender, is he?
Again. Did Edgy go for the Giants?
Yeah. He's 6 weeks. He's got the Giants result wrong every single week. The Bengals weren't great, but they looked quite solid against a bad Giants team. Yeah, but the Giants kept the Bengals offense, which has been good this season. They kept them pretty quiet as well. This was a bit of a dud of a game.
Bengals are by far the better team. Giants have got Daniel Jones, and that's about it.
Bills at Jets last night. This was tense as fuck. I really enjoyed this game because I don't really care who wins this game, which means I can just enjoy it for the spectacle. But because it's a divisional game, it's the 2 teams everyone thought were going to be battling out to win the division. Went down to the wire, went down to quite an unlucky pick, really, wasn't it? At the end
Well,
there.
the result on the BBC, they were very, very sad about the result.
Were they?
There was a good 5 paragraphs about how bad it was, or not bad, or unfortunate it was. So I'm not going to spoil the result, but the BBC were not happy.
I think you're allowed to say what the result was, bearing in mind it's already happened.
Oh no! I'm thinking about the pod.
No, it's okay. The pod is to react to the games that have already taken place. Yeah, so you're allowed to say the score.
So now I'm worrying I've got the wrong game. Did the Jets get fucked?
Well, they lost. They lost. Yeah. It was 23-20. The Bills won 23-20.
For the podcast, did the Jets get beaten?
Yeah,
they did.
Happy days. Yeah.
Well, as a 49ers fan, you must hate the Jets.
No, no, that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm new.
There's no link between the Jets and the 49ers, really. I was just saying if I could get you to say I hate the Jets. So
I'm an embryo. I'm a 49ers embryo. I'm literally.
But you could start it. You could start this 49ers Jets rivalry.
Yeah.
I fucking hate them, mate.
That's exactly how you do it. That's exactly how you do it.
If I saw one on the street, I'd knock his fucking block off. Serious. I'm fuming. I'm fuming now, actually.
Just thinking about the New York Jets just gets you so fucking
makes me want to spit.
They have that effect. They have that effect on every 49ers fan.
I'm going to go for Aaron Rodgers here, who I used to like when he was in Green Bay. Every week that goes past, I like him less and less. Every day, I like him less and less.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah.
Last week, he got rid of the head coach, allegedly.
Okay, we can only allege that at this point. Yeah. But we don't know that he did. But he definitely did.
Yeah. This week he blames his wide receiver for not being on the same page. When is he actually going to say it was his fault?
Does he? He's one of the times he got sacked and it was given as personal foul. He did say in the press conference, he went, "That's not a foul."
Yeah, exactly.
But I reckon he got a point about his receivers last night. There were a couple of bad drops in a tight game that could be all the difference.
Listen, I'm a quarterback for an NFL team.
Wallace at the end, that's unlucky because he slipped. If he doesn't slip there, I reckon he catches that. They're in field goal range.
Possibly.
Random rookie roulette. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Random rookie roulette. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Random rookie roulette.
Are we going to talk about our rookies?
Yes, please.
All right. As you've already alluded to, Peyton Wilson is, after 5 weeks, he's been our rookie of the week 3 times. So he's the leader.
He's the leader of the pack. He really is.
And have you seen how we got on this week?
Yeah, 6 tackles this week.
Yeah, it's good. And he's kind of hitting those numbers regularly, isn't he?
He's, like I said, he's been compared with Luke Kuechly for the Panthers in his heyday. That's not bad after 6 games. I think he's a good signing for you, that Greggles.
Yeah, it's six games. He's played in 5 of them. He's still not a starter, but he comes in, he does a job. He's 3rd-round pick. He's doing good work for us. But is that enough? Is those 6 tackles enough to win this week? Because I'm going to say, no, it isn't. Because Chop Robinson, 7 tackles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sadly not, actually, because he didn't play this week. But if he hadn't done, he'd have got 7 tackles. Chop did nothing. I'm assuming, I haven't checked, I'm assuming Edgy's one didn't do anything this week. So the only one who played is this week's winner of our Rookie of the Week. Can you remember what it's called?
Yeah, it's called the Random Rookie Roulette Reel. Rookie of the Week.
The Random Rookie
Roulette. Random Rookie Roulette Rookie of the Week. That's it.
I've got some
ROTW.
I've got some news on Ricky Pearsall. Edgy sent this in. He said Ricky Pearsall can now practice from yesterday. So from Monday, he can now be listed and can come back into practice.
But has he?
According to his X, which is what, Twitter, he has returned to practice just 44 days after getting shot in the chest. So he is now back in practice.
Unfortunately, he's not practicing football. He's practicing to be a colander.
Next week's predictions.
Right. We need to go through next week's predictions.
Yes, let's do this.
Luckily, we should fly for this because Edgy's already made this.
Hang about. Give me 2 seconds. Get a pen.
No worries.
Okay. We are keeping a note of these, so you can just say what you think as we go along.
Re-record, not fade away.
So many topical references. I think that one's from a 40-year-old videotape advert.
Scotch videotaped.
I think we need to point out that last week there were 14 games. I got 12 right.
Well done.
You got 12 right.
Yeah.
Edgy got 11 right.
That's good going.
That's so much better than the rest of the season.
Well, Ian Rappaport was that impressed. I think I've got his email here. No, I mislaid it. But he was really impressed.
Has he called me a cunt as well, by any chance?
Oh my, you've got the same email. I thought I got rid of it
in America. Thursday night football. Probably not going to stay up and watch this live. Broncos at Saints.
Oh, this is shit game number one. I'm going to go for the Broncos. Ask me why. I have no idea.
What's the handicap?
The shit at football. I think this is also. Oh well, Edgy's gone for the Saints.
That's what I mean.
The Saints have lost 4 in a row. Broncos defense is good. I'm going Broncos. Patriots at Jags.
Oh.
I think this is the toilet bowl this week, isn't it?
In London again, isn't it? This time it's at Wembley.
These are 2 1-5 teams who you look at them and go, how the fuck have they won a game?
I'm going to say Jaguars because they've been there 2 weeks and they'll be used to whatever. Yeah. Jags.
Weirdly, that argument makes perfect sense. Edgy also says Jags. I also say Jags because, they're both bad teams, to be honest. But the Jags are technically playing at home. They've had an extra week over here. I think they're just a slightly less bad team than the Patriots. Seahawks at Falcons.
Seahawks are slipping at the minute.
I don't think their standards change that much. I think they've just had better opposition.
Falcons are a team where Kirk Cousins just does enough, I think, and he'll just do enough here. I think Falcons go 5-2. Edgy agrees with the Falcons. I also do because I don't think the Seahawks are sort of team who will beat teams who are better than them. Titans at Bills.
Fuck off, Titans. You piss me right off, you cunts. Sorry.
Are they your... obviously, you hate the Jets. Famously, you hate the Jets. Do you also hate the Titans? Are they your...
No, I don't hate them. I hate every team that ruins 45 quid for charity, the bastards.
Yeah, they've no thoughts whatsoever.
Everyone should. Everyone should, yeah.
So, Bills, they've just acquired a decent wide receiver. Titans...
They're also playing the Titans, yeah.
Yeah, the Titans are rubbish. Bills are at home. Titans are away. Bills for me.
That's kind of how these things work. I mean, you're dragging out that answer like you're on fucking eggheads.
Hang about. Can I take you one team back? What did we say for the Seahawks, folks?
We all said Falcons.
Happy days. All right, then. Yeah.
So Daz has gone Bills. Edgy's gone Bills. Obviously, I'm going Bills because they're playing the fucking Titans.
Yeah, this has got to be a shoe-on easy win for the Bills.
I think this could be blowout of the week.
Ooh.
Right, so we've all gone for the Bills on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Bengals at Browns.
Listen, Browns are absolutely shocking. Bengals can score. They've still got a good quarterback. They've got two great wide receivers, a decent running back, terrible defense. Browns have a terrible quarterback, half decent defense, and Browns are at home. So this one, I'm going to go Bengals. And of course, Browns don't have Amari Cooper anymore. So God knows what they're going to do.
Not that they were thrown to him anyway.
No.
Is Edgy giving me any reason why not to back the Browns?
Edgy's also going for the Bengals.
Happy days.
I'm also going for the Bengals. If the Bengals win this, they'll be 3-4 after starting 0-3. Just thought that might be worth mentioning.
No,
Texans at Packers. Game of the week, possibly.
I'm going to go as far as to say this is going to be good game.
You can't do that when you're dressed in fucking frost.
I can't believe you're doing your fucking Leonard Rossiter impression on the anniversary of the great man's death.
Mrs. Jones.
You might. Why don't you just dig up his body and piss in his eyes?
So I agree with you. I think this is going to be the game of the week, even though we do have Chiefs at 49ers and Lions at Vikings on record. But this is for me the game of the week. Texans continue to get stronger. Stroud is no longer as inconsistent as he was. But what's hurting the Texans on this is the missing of Nico Collins. So I'm going to go for this one. I think the Packers win this by 3.
Ooh.
Jordan Love, I think Packers are getting stronger as well. Every game they play, they know each other's game more. I think Packers by 3.
Oh, absolute curveball last minute of the day.
But
you can't. It's in the spreadsheet now. That's it. You're committed to the.
No, I'm saying,
Packers.
but this is a game like that. Greggles says not all of us could agree on this one.
Yeah, well, I said that because I knew that Edgy had put something different to what I was going to say. So he's gone for the Texans. His Texans, one of his teams.
Yeah, this one.
I also think the Packers are a better team at the moment than the Texans. I think these are two playoff-bound teams.
Yeah,
but I think the Packers are 5-1, and they're a good, very good 5-1 team. All right, so we've got Dolphins at Colts. Amazingly, these two teams have got 5 wins between them this season.
Yeah. Dolphins still without a good quarterback. Colts for me. With Joe Flacco, steady away. Colts will win that again. Not an high-scoring game.
Any word on Richardson yet?
There's not, Do you know that's very, very quiet, is that? He's really gone out of the equation, hasn't he? At the moment?
He's not on IR though, is he?
No.
I know he's out, but he's not on IR, so he must be due back soon.
Yeah, do you know something? There's no news. There is news. There's news.
News!
Richardson is expected to start versus the Dolphins.
Okay. I can see the Dolphins defense being this kind of obliging defense that might be a good team for him to play against.
After you, sir. After you, yeah. Yeah, so if Richardson plays, yeah.
They do sound like that in Miami.
Yeah, even if Flacco plays, he grounds out scores, does Flacco. But if Richardson plays, if he comes back and lasts the game, still going to be Colts for me. And they're at home as well.
Yeah, Edgy says Colts. I say Colts. Dolphins just haven't got anything going on offense at the moment. Big game. We've got a 5-1 team against a 5-0 team. Lions at Vikings.
Lions at Vikings. Well, listen, Vikings are by far the worst team ever, apart from the Chiefs, to be 5-0. Vikings.
So out of the 2 5-0 teams, you reckon that the Vikings are the second worst?
To be fair, I don't think either are a 5-0 team. But I know they start 5-0, but they're not that good.
Could this be money bet?
Lions win this all day long. Vikings, I can just see now plateauing and they might win another 4 or 5 games this season, but they're not going to listen. They won't beat the Lions.
It's a huge divisional game.
Yeah.
Edgy thinks the Lions. You think the Lions. Even without Aiden Hutchinson, I think the Lions are too strong for the Vikings. Yeah. I think the Vikings have been good this year, don't get me wrong, but they haven't been 5-0 good this year.
No.
Yeah.
3 or 4 wins maybe, but not 5-0.
And apparently coming out of the Lions camp is they're going to win it for Hutchinson.
Well, they always say that.
They do, I know they do.
I mean, if the Panthers had someone injured this week, they come out and say, we're gonna win it for Joey No Legs. And it's not going to make any fucking difference.
We're going to win it for the red tampon.
Okay, Eagles at Giants. This is your division. This is your division.
This is a poor game. Listen, Giants won't win many games this season. They've got 2 now. They might get to 4 by the end of the season. They won't beat the Eagles. Eagles flat to deceive. Eagles lose this, especially Barkley going back to the Giants.
That's why I really want to see this one. I want to see Barkley not only to go back, but just have a fucking field
run over him. Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? So yeah, I'll go for Eagles on this one.
Edgy agrees. I mean, I'm not backing. I don't think there'll be a game this season where I think the Giants will win. I think I've gone against the Giants every single time.
Oh, I've just seen a really bad thing.
A really bad thing.
Yeah, I've seen a bad thing. Yeah,
is it another email from John in Coventry?
No. This is the Cowboys aren't even losing this week. It's their bye week. I can't believe it.
I know. I mean, this is their best predictions they've had from us.
Yeah.
Right. I think one of the best 1-4 teams I've seen in a long time. The Rams. Raiders at Rams.
The last time the Raiders, I'm reading the stat, the last time the Raiders won at the Rams was the 74-75 season with the quarterback O'Connell. Listen, the Rams, yeah, I agree. They 1-4. They're so unlucky with injuries and stuff. Can you see the Raiders even win another game? I can't. So Rams for this one.
I think I can see the Raiders winning another game, but only because they've got to play some pretty bad teams.
True. But Rams for me.
Yeah, Edgy agrees with you on the Rams. The Rams have actually. I think they've had one.
That's left it falling over. Oh, he hasn't.
Right, next one we've got the Panthers at the Commanders. I mean, is it worth us even discussing this? We all think not only Commanders are going to win, but they're going to fucking stuff them, aren't they?
Yeah, but you would have thought so. It'd be good to come back from a Ravens loss and just to get back on track.
I think not only is this the Commanders, this is the Commanders by 40-odd points to 7.
Ooh. This next game, Chiefs at 49ers.
This is a game, isn't it?
Do you know it is a game as well? Not just any game. This is a good game. That should be a good game.
You went
a bit Michael Owen with your analysis there. This isn't just a kick. This is a really good kick.
Like I said before, the Chiefs shouldn't be 5-0. They really shouldn't. They're not good enough to be 5-0 this season. We've got a quarterback who's not on form at all with Mahomes, but he has eked out wins.
He's not throwing it much, is he?
No, he really isn't. Of course, we've got Rice. I don't think they have signed a wide receiver to replace Rice.
I think, well, obviously they will. If they do, it's going to happen in the next week or so.
Got to do, hasn't it? 49ers are at home, but they were at home against the Cardinals and got beat. They blew a 13-point lead, correct. Not been playing well at 49ers, but they've got to be up for this game. But then again, Chiefs will probably come in and run all over the 49ers and show us how much good the Chiefs actually are. I've gone 49ers before and they've got beat twice before. But I'm going to go again for the 49ers.
Good lad. Stick to your guns, son. Stick to your guns.
Edgy agrees that you're both going to go for lefties Niners for this game.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, even though it's a 5-0 Chiefs and a 3-3 49ers, I think I've seen more good games from the 49ers this year than I've seen from the Chiefs. I haven't been impressed with the Chiefs. Maybe in one game.
Happy with that.
They've got to start playing better, I think. And it might be the better opposition brings it out in them. So I reckon the Chiefs, with the 49ers still not at full strength, I reckon the Chiefs might edge this. I don't want them to, though, so I'll be delighted to get this one wrong. Oh, you won't. You might want to cover your ears, Lefty. You're not going to like the mention of this next team. It's the Jets. It's the Jets at the Steelers.
Oh, sorry.
This was going to be interesting on so many levels because Russell
apart
Wilson.
Apart from on the pitch, where it's probably going to be dreadful and borderline unwatchable.
How does Aaron Rodgers, Brees Hall, who's come off on a good week, Devontae Adams go against the Steelers' defense? Steelers put up 30 points last week, which is unheard of as well. Surely they can't drop Justin Fields and put in Ricky Wilson.
Ricky Wilson from the Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah. God, that would be a riot, wouldn't it? Yeah.
But it couldn't be any worse than Russell Wilson coming in.
Although, what about the... No.
Are you trying to think about the famous Wilsons now?
No, not at all.
Good.
I was actually thinking about when you're on about Ricky Wilson there and from the Kaiser Chiefs, and I was thinking about the Panthers quarterback, the Ruby Rockets.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Anyway.
I like football.
Can your defense shut down Aaron Rodgers? I'm going to say yes, you can, Greggles, this week. I think you'll beat the Jets.
As does Edgy.
Oh, he's going against the Jets?
Although, to be fair, he may have predicted that before the Devontae Adams trade. But as it stands, he's gone for the Steelers. I don't know. It's difficult because I know that the Jets can put up points against teams. And our defense has been 6 games, and the defense hasn't done much wrong in those 6 games. We're due a bad game on defense. I'm obviously going for the Steelers to win, but it would not surprise me if we had a bad game. We're due one. Ravens at Buccaneers.
Do you not find the Buccaneers are a little bit like the Cardinals?
I think they're better than the Cardinals.
They are better. They're a better version of the Cardinals. Again, you just don't know which Buccaneers, even though they're 4-2. They beat us in the first game because that was just a one-sided game. But
both these teams are 4-2.
They are both. Ravens last week were tremendous on the ground. I'm gonna have to go. I can't go against the Ravens at the moment.
Right, Edgy's gone Buccaneers on this one.
Yeah, I can see why because
they're putting points up. It's but Ravens just got their mojo rising at the minute, haven't they? And it's Derrick Henry, and he kind of he's in that form where he's unstoppable. And Ravens will win this mainly due to him. He will run through a Buccaneers defense that gave up 27 points to Spencer Rattler last week. So final game, Monday Night Football, somehow is Chargers at Cardinals.
Ooh. Again, we just said this about the Cardinals. I think
Jekyll and Hyde team.
I think the Cardinals have gone past that point of being a Jekyll and Hyde team. As just now, they're on a downward slope. Cardinals, I think. Chargers.
2 weeks ago, they beat the 49ers.
They did. Yeah, they come back from 13 and beat them. They did. But then they're the same team that got hammered off the Commanders. I've got to say the Chargers at this, because I do like the ethos at Chargers as well. I like the coach. I do like that sort of football they play, the Chargers.
Edgy's also gone Chargers. I think this one's really tricky to call.
Yeah, it is.
I think the Chargers are getting better under Harbour.
Yeah.
But Cardinals, they're kind of week on, week off, aren't they? And
what's your heart saying?
They'll be better than they were last week, and I think the Cardinals will have one of their on weeks.
Yeah, no, Johnny's just emailed in, and he's. Let me just read what he said. Great show again. Edgy's improved this week.
Edgy's improved by not being it.
Yeah, just goes to show that the guests are always better than the presenters.
It's not a high bar, is it?
And that's someone called James DeLion from Nottingham.
Was it a capital L or a little L?
It's a little L.
The smallest L you've ever seen. Right. So the ones we all agree on. So if you want to do like a super sexy six of these,
yeah, we're going to do a sexy six. Hang on, give me 2 seconds.
The ones we all agree on are Jaguars, Falcons, Bills, Bengals, Colts, Lions, Rams, Commanders, Steelers. That's it. It's those.
Tardy. Yep, they'll go on. They'll be on Saturday, and then I'll put them in the chat.
So this is our official odd bet of the week. So I don't know. Yeah. I mentioned Manscaped, and they got in touch. In fact, I haven't checked to see if they've got back to me yet. But we should probably start going Bet365. This is our bet of the week, and
well, it's a charity bet.
It's for charity. So come on, Bet365. We all know what a scummy company you are, but this is for charity.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, or put your money where Lefty's account is. That might be a better way of doing it.
qbscpod@gmail.com.
Do you know when Daz talks about Washington again? Can we have the backing track of the old fellow going up the hill with his Hovis bike?
We can now, yeah.